He made history, becoming the first African American general manager in the MLB to win a world championship. I'm Tyrone Bowman, and I'm continuing with the real life story and profile of Dusty Baker, the general manager for the Houston World Champion Astros. And I'm going to be picking it up from his career with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Many of Baker's accomplishments as a player would come during his time with the Los Angeles Dodgers, where he spent the next 8 seasons. His tenure began in 1976 with a meager 242 batting average in 112 games. That saw him collect just 93 hits with 39 RBIs, while suffering a problem with his stretched knee ligaments that required surgery after the season ended. However, he bounced back in 1977 by playing in 153 games and saw him bat 291 with 151 hits, or 291 rather, with 155 hits, 30 home runs and 86 runs batted in it. It is believed that Baker played an integral part in the first ever high five, which occurred between Baker and Dodgers teammate Glenn Burke on October 2nd, 1977 at Dodger Stadium. A story featured in the ESPN 30 for 30 documentary, The High Five, which occurred in 2004, directed by Michael Jacobs. Vaunted historian and athletics instructor Dennis Prinkle depicts Baker's origin of the High Five. It was the last day of the regular season, and Dodgers left fielder Dusty Baker had just gone deep off the Astros. J.R. Richard, it was Baker's 30th home run, making the Dodgers the first team in history to have 4 sluggers: Baker, Ron C., Steve Garvey, and Reggie Smith, with at least 30 homers each. It was a wild, triumphant moment and a good omen as the Dodgers headed to the playoffs. Burke, waiting on deck, thrust his hand enthusiastically over his head to greet his friend at the plate. Baker, not knowing what to do, smacked it. His hand was up in the air and he was arching way back, says Baker. So I reached up and hit his hand. It seemed like the right thing to do, or it seemed like the thing to do. Baker would see the postseason for the first time in his career as the Dodgers won the National League West that season. The Dodgers faced the Philadelphia Phillies in the NLCS. Baker proved key in Game 2, where he hit a grand slam in the 4th inning to break a 1-1 tie that the Dodgers won 7-1. His second and last home run of the series proved just as important, as he hit a 2-run shot off Steve Carlton in the 2nd inning of Game 4 in a game the Dodgers won 4-1 to clinch the National League pennant. In total, he went 5 of 14, 357 while driving in 8 runs. For his efforts, he was awarded the first ever National League Championship Series Most Valuable Player (MVP) award. The Dodgers faced the New York Giants or the New York Yankees in the 1977 World Series. Baker collected 1 home run in the series, which was Game 3, while going 7 for 24, 292 with 5 runs batted in. But the Dodgers lost the series in 6 games. In the 1978 season, he battled 262 while collecting 137 hits. The Dodgers and Phillies met up for a rematch. The result would be the same, as the Dodgers won the pennant in 4 games. And Baker went 7 of 15, 467 with 1 run batted in. In the 1978 World Series, they met the Yankees again with the same result for Baker and the Dodgers, complete with him hitting only 1 home run as he batted 238 in the 6-game loss. Baker batted 274 in 1979 before improving in 1980 with heightened contact, as he batted 294 with 170 hits, 29 home runs, and 97 RBIs. He finished 4th in MVP voting while winning the Silver Slugger Award. The 1981 season was shortened by a strike that saw the first and second half division champion. But Baker and the Dodgers were not slowed down. He played in 103 games and batted a career high of 320 with 128 hits and 49 RBIs that saw him named to his first All-Star game. He was also awarded the Silver Slugger Award and the Gold Glove Award while finishing 7th in MVP voting. Oh, this is awesome. I mean, it's amazing what you can find when you research. The Dodgers won the first half NL West title and thus were matched against the second half champion in the Houston Astros. Baker batted 167 in the division series, but the Dodgers won in 5 games. In the championship series against the Montreal Expos, he batted 316 with 3 runs batted as the Dodgers won in a closely contested 5 game series to win their third pennant in 4 years. Facing the New York Giants in the 1981 World Series, Baker batted just 167 with 1 run batted in, but the Dodgers won in 6 games to win the title. The following year, Baker batted 300 in 147 games with 171 hits, 23 home runs, and 88 RBIs to make his second and final All-Star game. He closed out his Dodgers career in 1983 by batting 260 with 138 hits. Curiously, this was the first season since 1975 where he drew more walks than strikeouts, in this case, walking a career high of 72 times with 59 strikeouts. In the NLCS, he batted 357 while hitting a home run for his 5th and final career postseason home run. The Dodgers lost in 4 games. I'm Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender. Never quit.